Hello everybody and welcome back to the next Transformers Studio Series video. And in this video, as you read in the title, I will be creating Devastator in his four-legged mode, his alternative mode, and we will review some aspects of him, why I like this mode better than his standing up mode and everything. And I will show you how to transform him. As you may see, you will notice that there isn't all the Constructicons showing up on the screen. That is because these ones I'm showing on the screen are the ones that are going to be changing the most when you transform Devastator. Now let's get started. First you're gonna have to transform Mixmaster and Scavenger, and right now I'm going to show you how to do that. So now the first thing you're gonna have to do, what I recommend you do, is first get Mixmaster. Right now I'm using the Devastator, the box set version, which you may have noticed that there is slight repaint on it. So the first thing you're gonna have to do is remove this little top part right here. I recommend you remove it for an easier four-legged mode. Just remove this, and then you're gonna have to separate these two flaps, which will fold out like this. Make sure that they fold out like that. Then after that, you're gonna have to get his legs, separate them from the tabs that they were in. I recommend that you just keep them like this for now. Like that. Then after that, you're gonna have to separate his arms from this little slot that appears right here. Separate his arms from right there, so that you can make him suck up everything like how he did in the movie. So you're gonna do the same process to this side. Make sure that they are connected, and there. So right now we have him ready to connect with Scavenger. So what I do recommend doing for Scavenger is that you make sure that there is some clearance where these little tabs right here are actually folded in the back right here. I do recommend that you do that so that you can have some clearance to put these in. Now there are two little tabs on both arms that appear here and here, and two slots in the wheels that will slide inside right there. So right now I'm going to show you how to connect them. So right now, as I said, move the feet temporarily. I recommend that you put them like this for now. And then I will show you how to put them back. So then now let's connect Mixmaster with Scavenger. So as you can see, you make sure that these little hooks right here do go into this tab until they're secured and locked. You do the same process to the other side until you hear that click. Now you may see that right here there is a slot in the wheels, and this circular thing, make sure that it is folded in nicely and everything. Make sure it does go inside like that. Make sure that it does click inside the wheels and everything. Okay, so now you have connected Scavenger and Mixmaster together. So then right now we're going to leave the legs somewhat like this for just a moment. After that, I will show you how to transform this body part with the rest of Devastator's body. Now to make Devastator give you the illusion that he is sucking up everything in his path, I do recommend doing this. Get how I said, to unclip this area. Then after that, you're gonna have to make sure this area is open, and make sure that he does look like somewhat like this. That Scavenger will like slightly hold him like this, and Mixmaster's body will be right here. After that, you're gonna have to connect the rest of the Constructicons, such as Overload and Scrapper, Scrap Metal, and Hightower. So I do recommend connecting Scrapper first, due to the fact that Hightower and Scrap Metal are two little deluxes that will need extra support from the other body parts. So I do recommend doing Scrapper first before doing Hightower and Scrap Metal. Okay, so now that you have that in place, you're gonna have to do this. Make sure that this part rotates like that, and it does click. Then after that, you're gonna get Devastator's fingers, and then make sure that they unfold somewhat like that. Then you're gonna have to move Scavenger's arm right there, and make sure that it does look like this. After that, I do recommend getting Overload, and then I recommend that you make his legs go like that, which are going to be Devastator's legs. Make sure that they go like this, like if he was sitting down. So right now, just have his wheels on the back temporarily for now. And then after that, you're going to have to slide in Overload into Scavenger. So separate the wheels, and then push this part in like that till it locks. So you have Scavenger and Overload connected. Now onto the rest of the body parts. You're gonna have to rotate Devastator like this, and then get Hightower and Scrap Metal. And then there is a tiny little slot in Hightower, which you're gonna get with Scrap Metal slot right there. Make sure that it pushes in evenly, somewhat like this. Let me show you very closely that it does push inside this slot right there. Make sure all these three tiny little tabs right there push inside the slot. And once they're pushed in, I do recommend moving the fingers that are on Scrap Metal. So make sure it's pushed in like that, secure. And then get this little hook that was once right here. Make sure that it does connect right here. I do recommend that it does look like that for the original Devastator, but I also think it would look better if it was on this part right here, so that it could add some clearance for grabbing everything as Devastator does in the film. So then after that, rotate his head like this, then push this part inside. Push this part inside, make sure that the head tabs in and everything. Hold on, if your head does detach, just reattach it. It's quite simple. Just make sure it just goes inside the little slot right there and there. So you've made his left arm, which appears to be on the right, but it's actually his left arm. So then I recommend getting the fingers, putting them somewhat like this. But if that does not work, I recommend that you do put them like this so that it can be easier. And then after that, make sure that it does click inside Scavenger's arm right there. Like that. Okay, so now you have his arms all ready, and then make sure that everything's clicked inside in place and everything. And now time to add the feet. So now here you notice that I have both feet, long haul and skipjack, and then they're going to slide in and tab into Overload's legs, which are Devastator's legs right here as well. So you're just going to make sure that they do slide inside like that, and then you're going to do the same thing to the other side. There are two little tabs on long haul that appear here and here. Hold on, let me just wait for the camera to focus. Right there. So then, and then there are these two little holes right here that will tab into long haul's foot. So they're gonna tab inside, as it is kind of difficult to tab in. I do recommend you flip Devastator over so that you can see him better like this. And then after that, just try to tab them in, and there, they've gone in. Okay, so now we have Devastator near complete toward going in his four-legged mode. Now moving on to the head of Devastator, what you're simply going to have to do is gently put it up, and then these feet, there are little tabs right here that do connect to them. I'm not so sure if Hasbro did that on purpose, as it did not show up on the Devastator instructions for combining, although I don't really think that it looks that great. So what I do recommend is that you do get his feet and fold them and then gently put them inside here in this empty little gap. Then after that, you're gonna have to get these two little tabs that appear on the cement part of the truck. You're gonna have to just tab them in right here, like that, and there, and then there you have them near complete. Now, around here where Long Haul's legs are, you're gonna have to make sure that they are flipped out like that, so that it can look like Devastator is sucking up everything and his body is opening up to suck up everything. And then after that, we're gonna flip Devastator around gently. Then these wheels that appear right here, you're gonna have to push them down for more support toward Long Haul's legs around. Toward Overload's legs, so that it can transform more easily. Now, it is a bit difficult to have Devastator in his four-legged mode for a while. So, what I do recommend, since there are some tabs here on Scavenger, I do recommend that you do connect them gently together. So what you're gonna have to do is just push them in, do the same thing to the other side, and there. Now about the arms. So what you're gonna have to do is make sure that they are folded out. Make sure that Scrapper's fingers do look like they're touching the floor. Make sure that they do look like this. Make sure that they look like they are grabbing the floor and everything. And after that, I believe you are nearly done toward Devastator. You're just gonna have to make sure everything is folded out and perfect. And what I do recommend, although I'm not so sure if other YouTubers recommend this, but to make Devastator look like he is sucking up everything, I do recommend removing this piece of his head, flipping up these little flaps, turn it up slightly, and make sure and push this in. Although it is not connecting to any tab or slots at all, I do recommend that you do that to give you the illusion that his face did open up quite a bit, and so that he can suck up everything in his path. And then after that, just make sure everything is clicked in place and everything. And about this little front part of the truck, although it does connect right here with the DK Design DK20 upgrade kit, unfortunately, currently right now I do not have it on hand, but still, it can still connect right there. All you're gonna have to do is just push it in, and although it doesn't connect securely, but you're just gonna have to push it in right there. And there. Right there. So that it can look like Devastator did transform in his four-legged position and is sucking up everything in his path. Although, as you put it right there, you're gonna notice that it isn't that secure. So that's what the DK20 upgrade kit would help with this figure and everything. So I do recommend getting the upgrade kit for this figure. If you have it, please tell me in the comment section down below, and what other modes you can put him in. And then now finally, there is this little tiny piece from scrap metal. You do have the option of putting it on his finger, but to make Devastator even look more like the junk pile he is in the movie, I do recommend you put it inside the little slot that is on Overload as the original Devastator transformation mode. You do put it inside right there, and make sure that skipjack, where this part is, make sure that it looks like it connects right there and gives you the illusion that Devastator did fuse in with the other body parts and everything. And now with that done, you can simply make Devastator look like he is sucking up everything in his path. Although it is quite difficult to put him inside this four-legged mode, I do recommend that you do it and it actually makes your collection, if you do have a Transformers collection, it actually makes it look even cooler than normal. And I can't wait to see what Hasbro releases for Skids and Mudflap. And if you guys can create a stop motion for that, please make it, and then you can make it with the upgrade kit and makes this figure even more, out of 8.5 stars to a 10 or more stars. All in all, this is my favorite figure and everything. Everything does tab in and everything. Now, some final thoughts I am thinking is that I'm not really much of a fan about this part that just doesn't look proper, but I really wish that they can find a way to rotate this so that it can look the other way, so that it won't look so sloppy right here. It just looks like Hasbro did a lazy job right here. But all in all, I think that they did a good job for this figure, and it looks very stupendous. Now, for the upgrade kit, which currently right now at the moment I do not have on hand, if you do have it, you obviously know what I'm talking about. It improves this figure vastly and makes this figure the best figure in all Hasbro Transformers they have created. Now, the doors of Devastator will connect right here. Little parts will connect right here. There will be a neck joint right there. The enemy scrotum will be at the back. The arm cannons and face plating around, and so on, and the drills in the back and everything. So personally, I think this figure is nice in his four-legged position, although his upward position looks more like one you would be familiar with. I do like this position, but I just feel like it is a bit of a mess. I do feel like Hasbro could have secured it better. Now, turning Devastator to the bottom of how the figure looks like at the bottom. If you do remember how the Transformers movie was, you can remember that as Skids and Mudflap went under him, you did see a bunch of wires and everything under his head. So that's why I put the legs under, so that I could give you the illusion that there is a bunch of wires underneath his head. Okay, so now, just some final things about this figure. I do recommend that you do get this little tab. Make sure that it does dangle, so that it could give you the illusion that Devastator sucked up everything, and the same thing to the other side in the back over there, so that everything could look all wired and everything. And I really wish that the upgrade kit that came out did add more features to it, such as the hooks that came out of scrap metal and Hightower, but unfortunately that's what the upgrade kit came with. But I am really looking forward to getting this upgrade kit for the Studio Series Devastator, and I think this figure is overall the best figure in Transformers history. Now, one thing I am a little bit disappointed is that the arms are just, you gotta position them in a certain way so that they can be stable and everything. But overall, this is a good figure. I recommend you buy it. It's only $260 on Hasbro Pulse. On Amazon, it's a bit more expensive, but I do recommend you get this figure. It'll certainly add to your collection the best figure you'll ever have, and you can put it in this four-legged position, as you do remember in my video that I did right now. I showed you how to insert all the slots and everything for the four-legged position. So those are that is the method to put him in the four-legged position. Although on the instructions it never showed you how, but I'll show you how this four-legged position actually looks better than his regular position, and I'll just show you in a moment right now. So now we have Devastator in his two-legged mode. And personally, I do not like the two-legged mode. I prefer the four-legged mode in my collection, but the two-legged mode looks okay. Although I would prefer if he did have more stuff around the tummy area and the face that came with the figure instead of buying the upgrade kit. Overall, I think this figure is amazing of how Hasbro has done. But I think that this figure would need a little bit more stuff overall. And one thing that does kind of and make me question why this figure is so expensive is that why some of the individual figures are so expensive is that just because they're rare, that doesn't mean you could put them expensive. People on eBay and everybody just puts scrap metal and long haul at expensive prices, but if you do want to get all individual Constructicons at a good price, I recommend you get him on Hasbro Pulse. Right there, he's $59.99. He's cheaper than Amazon because Amazon is putting him at like $300. I recommend you get him at Hasbro Pulse. It's for a cheaper price. If you are looking for a more expensive price, be my guest. Get it at Amazon if you want. I still feel like right here they did not design the figure that well, because on the prototype it just showed to have the wheels separated right here. Just showed to have them separated, and I personally think that doesn't look that okay. I think it's to make the figure look a little bit more wide, but these parts have no whatsoever, no support, so that's why I put the wheels in. But with the new upcoming upgrade kit that comes with a chest plate, it will add support right here, and then you can separate these wheels from each other. But overall, I do prefer the four-legged position more than this two-legged position. And one thing that I did notice that came out in the film and did not come out in this or the upgrade kit is that near the back of the figure, there should be some green wiring around this area and around this area that showed up in the film and was not included with the figure, which actually disappointed me, because those are part of Overload's body parts that make Devastator even look more cool and more like a monster than how this toy version looks like. So overall, I believe this figure is the best. He can go in a four-legged position and everything, although I don't think Hasbro intended him to go in a four-legged position. But overall, I think this figure is the best figure I can get for Devastator. So, some final things. Thank you for watching. Leave a nice comment, leave a like, hit that notifications button. I will see you at our next Transformers Studio Series video. I really hope you enjoyed this video of how to transform Devastator in his four-legged mode. Although it was a bit difficult to transform him, I do hope you found this video useful of how to transform him. And until then, I'll see you at our next video. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.